Hari Om to all the divine Atmajyotis. Let us continue the contemplation of Sri Dakshinamurthy Stotra. Today, let us begin with the first Dhyana Shloka's third line. Aacaarye ndram Kara-Kalita Cin-Mudram-Aananda-Roopam. So this is the line. Let us now share our views. Padmaji, would you like to begin? Is Padmaji there?
Sir, could you repeat it? I just lost connection for just I think couple of seconds when it finished.
So today we are going to begin from 1.3, the first Dhyana Shloka's third line. Yeah, and I requested you to begin.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Aacaarye ndram Kara-Kalita Cin-Mudram-Aananda-Roopam. How I understand the Cin-Mudra itself is the two fingers represent us and the Paramatma, the Atma and the Paramatma. So when those two come together is when there is peace, there is tranquility, and the actions that are generated in that sense is very pure, and it is for service rather than for any selfish motive, is how I feel, sir. Also, if I see from meditation perspective, I feel that there is some difference that I personally experience with my hands just open and facing upwards, and to keeping this mudra when I meditate. That's a personal experience. I don't know if it is true for everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you, Padmaji.
Thank you, sir.
Shubhaji, would you like to share your views?
Yeah. The Cin-Mudra refers here, when we look at the index finger and the thumb, the index finger is the Jivatma and thumb is the Paramatma. When I surrender, the index finger, the Jivatma surrenders. That's why it's shown as down. It is pointing down. So it means I surrender. I surrender to the Paramatma. When I surrender to the Paramatma, that is when oneness happens. How the other three fingers point to our three, it can be our waking state, dream state, and
deep sleep.
Waking, dream, and deep sleep state. Or we can take it as tamas, rajas, and sattvic state. Or we can say body, mind, intellect. When all these things, we rise above all these things and unite with Paramatma, we realize that we are that consciousness. So that is what Cin-Mudra represents. And it also says when we join the Jivatma and the Paramatma, we get a zero. What that zero signifies is that Jivatma becomes zero and Paramatma will make us infinite with no beginning and no end. So, and if we look at it, whose appearance is still and blissful. When we join, when the Jivatma surrenders and joins Paramatma, we become still and blissful. That is what I understood from this, sir.
Super. Into your list, you can also add yesterday, today, tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think Triputi also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that in existence with the threes.
Yes.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Saravananji, would you like to share your view?
I think, yeah, all is covered.
Okay.
Nothing additional.
Okay. Thank you, Saravananji. Shilpaji, is there something that you would like to share?
No, sir. I think Shubhaji and Padmaji have covered most of the aspects.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Deepaji?
Everything is covered there, but one thing what I felt is, even while taking the holy water, tirtha,
Mm.
we join these two fingers
Mm.
and we
Excellent.
take that.
Mm.
That is the prasadam from the God. So
Excellent.
that is how we take it.
Mm.
That's it.
Thank you, Deepaji. So just a couple of more points. See, one is purely from a gesture, right? Each gesture changes the movement of the prana shakti in the body. So the body has prana shakti. You all know it. What is prana shakti? That which helps various kinds of movements in the body. And the prana shakti moves in the body through different channels called as nadis, and their junction points are called as chakras. Much like how electricity is distributed in home through, let's say, a network of wire. So the power from the KEB comes into, let's say, your building's main receiver, and from there it comes to some junction point at your home. Usually you will have it in the beginning of the house, and from there it goes into different rooms as junctions, and there it again gets distributed to particular lights, fans, and other endpoints, right? And that's how the network of electricity is. Much like that, human body has a network of uh, the channels for movement of prana called as nadis. And mudra means a gesture. So for example, this is the Cin-Mudra as it is shown in the picture itself. You have many other mudras, especially those of you who may have learned any of the Indian classical dance form would understand the wide variety of mudras. So in fact, dance is all about, in a way, using the body to bring about a certain imagery of certain phenomena, right? And the hand, the other parts of the body are used extensively. And hand mudras, there's a whole shastra. Okay, so from a art viewpoint, there's a whole shastra. Then from a especially how different mudras change flow of energy is a wonderful science by itself. There's a whole healing itself called as through mudra, and by changing mudra, you can actually help heal. So using that particular aspect, if someone were to ask, how does this finger represent the the jivatma? See, why as a matter of simple questioning, right? Why this little finger is not the jivatma? Why this index finger is the jivatma? So when you look at it like that, you just notice how you use your fingers in different let's say, scenarios of life. See, when does this finger come into picture generally? When does this finger come into picture? I am telling you, I am correct. You are wrong. Correcta, Ilya? When you have to stress on something that I am correct. Or, when you have to point at, imagine, you have to show somebody, look there in the distance. Which finger you use? Do you say, look there in the distance like this little finger, pinky? No, you use this finger, no? There. Naturally, there. This index finger comes. So something which by nature, by default, nobody teaches you, you seem to use this finger. When you have to point at things in a distance, or, I am going to punish you. I am going to punish you if you don't listen to me. That's how we talk to children, right? This finger comes. So this finger, notice, when this finger is up, I am correct. I am going to punish you. What is
Ego.
the sense of me as someone who is punishing you? Okay, so the sense of I, the feeling called I, is very dominant when this finger is being used. So in a way, naturally, this finger is the representation of the me, the I in us. And this finger, the thumb, when you notice, even in the Mahabharata story, which finger did Dronacharya ask from that fellow?
Ekalavya.
Ekalavya, thank you very much. Ekalavya. The thumb finger. Why? The most important finger in any of your activity. In any of your activity. So without this, extremely difficult to conduct many activities with respect to your hands. So the most important, of course, all the fingers are important. Without this, we wouldn't have been able to run away from the classroom. No. Many a times, we have used this finger. Teacher, when we are about to fall asleep, teacher, and the teacher says, you're eagle, okay, go. And we run, and then, we go and wash our face, and such a boring lecture, and I came out. And you don't necessarily have to pee, but you have to wash your face. So you do that and you come back, right? So every finger is important. But this finger has helped in many situations, right? So therefore, this represents the Jivatma. This represents the all-pervading. In a way, all your activities, kind of uses this finger, right? So all-pervading in that sense. And like how beautifully Shubhaji put it, see, if I have to join these two fingers, there is no way that this thumb finger can ever go and reach to the index finger when it is up and erect, right? So notice this, when it is up, there is no way this can go and reach. So the only way that these two can come together is when it is this. When this fellow bows down. And another wonderful explanation by Shubhaji, and it together forms a zero. I am somebody to, I'm actually nobody, but in a way, I become everybody. Only when I am willing to be a zero that I can be anything, because zero kind of increases the value of whatever the number that you put it. The most incredible invention from a wonderful mathematician. We don't really know who it is. But anyway, so like that, one is purely from a pranayama, from a prana shakti.
Isn't it Aryabhatta, sir?
That's how many attribute it. But when it comes to many of these inventions, especially of such bygone era, in terms of the names, there's so much confusion about who actually invented. But suffice to say that, it's a wonderful Rishi who must have invented. And for the time being, if Aryabhatta is the most popularly accepted inventor, so be it. But that is not the point I'm making. The point is, when these two come together, that somebody who was very active, yeah, you know what, you know who I am? This somebody, only when willing to become nobody, can that nobody become truly infinite. So that is the powerful gesture that Sri Dakshinamurthy is holding, is teaching. So from a prana kriya standpoint also, like how Padmaji put it, so especially when you're meditating and when you keep your Cin-Mudra and your palms facing up, the prana shakti is raising up. So when you keep your hands like this versus when you keep your hands like this, you can do a simple experiment. So just especially early in the morning, you will be able to notice it better. Keep your palms like this on your thighs and then simply breathe in and breathe out and switch like this and continue to breathe in and breathe out. Notice a subtle change in the way the prana, the direction of the prana shakti in your body moves. You can switch a few times, upside, keep breathing in, breathing out normally, yeah, and then switch. So as you keep doing it, you will notice. So in that way, the gesture from a prana kriya viewpoint, very helpful. And that's why for Jnana Mudra, it's also called Jnana Mudra. So it's Jnana Mudra, especially when it is held like this. If you've seen some of the pictures of Sri Krishna in meditation, this is how it will be shown. So Sri Krishna will be sitting in dhyana with Cin-Mudra, with palms facing up. So which means that the prana shakti is moving up. So means what? You are paying attention to the most important aspect of your life. When prana, see, different actions in life require prana to be in different parts of the body. If you're walking, mostly you need prana to the bottom. So in fact, Cin-Mudra with palms facing down helps you to send prana shakti to the lower parts of the body, actually. And in fact, this is called Chinmay Mudra. This sends the prana shakti to the middle part of the body. This is called as Adi Mudra. It sends prana shakti to the upper part of the body. So like that, you can send prana shakti in a controlled way, in a precise way. As well as, it is very helpful during meditation so that, you are more awake and aware, right? So from that prana kriya viewpoint to as a symbolic representation of the oneness of the Atman and the Paramatman, or in other words, that there are no two. And it's actually an infinite, you are an infinite being. And realization of that is what has made Sri Dakshinamurthy to be still and blissful. Hari Om. Any other questions or any other points? Anyone? If not, then let us end our today's contemplation of 1.3.